something that is also probably bad for movies in some way. The Golden Globes, who we've talked about last week and ongoing, that they shouldn't matter as much as they do. And I know you didn't watch it live, Dave. I did, and I'll tell you what. Um, I went in being like, Hollywood Foreign Press, they suck. Nothing that happens tonight actually matters. And the first award came up, and Daniel Kaluuya won for Best Supporting Actor in a Drama, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I'm like celebrating in my house, and I was like, they roped me back in almost immediately. Um, watching it was tough. Award shows via Zoom are just not ideal.
No.
There are some nice moments. Lee Isaac Chung and his daughter was a particularly wonderful moment. The widow of uh, Chadwick
Chadwick
Boseman
Boseman.
was a very touching moment, and her strength was just phenomenal and really amazing to watch. But overall, you lose so much of just the charm and what makes these shows fun when everybody's
Mhm.
like awkwardly trying to mingle over Zoom
Yeah.
before commercial breaks. It was tough.
At least David Fincher ripping shots every time he lost was keeping the drunk atmosphere and reputation of the Globes alive. That has to count for something.
Fincher's great, man. Just love him. He knew he wasn't winning shit, and he was just like having fun with it. Chloe Zhao winning was also really great, and she just seems like an incredibly thoughtful and heartfelt person. A lot of people didn't show up last night for the awards, which I'm
Mhm.
not surprised about.
Pacino showed up though, barely.
Bro, I had no idea that was Pacino until they announced him. I was like, who is this man? He was looking like a lion with that mane last night. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, I mean, I guess there were some really exciting wins, some very not so exciting wins. Borat did pretty well. Won the two big comedy categories,
mhm.
best actor and best comedy. We got a win for Anya Taylor Joy in Queen's Gambit, which was
Yep.
nice. We got Kaluuya, we got Bodega. I mean, Boyega,
Boyega,
the
Jesus.
the Boyega Bodega boy.
Gotta say that is a weird one.
Yeah,
John Boyega winning for Small Axe, Red, White, and Blue, in Best Supporting Actor in a television movie or miniseries. But John Boyega is very much the lead performance in Red, White, and Blue, but because it's only one movie slash episode of Small Axe, he's supporting. Kind of a nice bookend on the what the fuck do we call Small Axe conversation that we've had for 6 months.
yeah. And who is the leading actor? Like
Beats me. That doesn't make
sure.
this might be the most confusing one yet.
Sure. So, just what should we actually take away for the big picture from the Golden
Yeah.
Globes last night?
Well, we can just touch on TV quick. Obviously, the Globes taking place after the Emmys, but incorporating a slightly different eligibility calendar. There's stuff that's eligible now that wasn't for the Emmys, as well as older stuff that already got awarded or passed over by the Emmys, right? So you had some usual suspects winning again, like Schitt's Creek a few more times, and Mark Ruffalo for Know This Much Is True. But there's also some new ones, right? Queen's Gambit winning for miniseries. Anya Taylor Joy winning for lead actress. Emma Corrin winning for The Crown. Two instances of the Globes doing what they do, anointing the ingenue, anointing the new young woman. They do this
Mhm.
all the time. Um, Josh O'Connor also won for The Crown.
Yeah.
So a lot of the TV stuff kind of made sense to me.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, shout out Jason Sudeikis being high and wearing a hoodie and not knowing what to say. That was great.
The biggest hit for Apple TV Plus, no question.
Great show. Definitely watch it. Yeah, The Crown really made out last night. Gillian Anderson also
Mhm.
won for her portrayal of Thatcher. Um, but yeah, for on the movie side, I mean, this is where things are feel like they actually might be hopefully leading up to what we're going to see at the Oscars. Nomadland takes home the best motion picture drama,
Mhm.
almost certainly going to be the favorite to take that home. And Zhao also was one best director for a drama. She
Yeah.
seems like she's the favorite there as well. What else should we be tuning into that actually might matter?
Yeah, so last week we talked about issues with the Globes and the HFPA, as well as what they do and don't mean for the Oscars. So
Mhm.
check that out if you missed it, youtube.com/nostalgia pod. The Oscar voting does begin this week. So the biggest thing about these wins is the visibility and platform push for voters seeing these movies when obviously knowing the HFPA votes on the Oscars and the Oscars have way more voting members. We know this much. But like last year, all the leading graces were all really down the middle on the acting side all season. So when they won the Globes, they kept winning everything else until they won the Oscars. Remember, Brad Pitt won fucking everything. So if something's going to continue that way, maybe this is the start. I think Zhao for director, Charlie Chicago 7 for screenplay.
Yeah.
That'd be original screenplay. Nomadland for best picture. Chadwick Boseman for best actor, certainly. Um, those are our close ones, I would say. And Daniel Kaluuya for best supporting actor is probably the next close one because he did beat
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen, his main competition head to head there.
Mhm.
Baron Cohen, of course, won for comedy, but that's for Borat. We don't expect that in a performance to be nominated. So those are the ones to watch, right? See what happens. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross won for score for Soul. See if
Th-
that keeps going.
Yep.
Um, the caveat, like last year, is that the remember Parasite was not nominated for Best Picture or Best
Mhm.
Musical Comedy because it was relegated to the foreign language only category. This has happened again with Minari, even
Yep.
more obnoxiously because Minari is made by American and set in American and about American dream and values and all that. Either
But
way,
they don't speak American, Dave.
that's right. That's what the foreigners in the
Yeah.
HFPA determined. Oh my god.
Jeez.
So Minari hasn't gone head to head with Nomadland Chicago 7 yet.
Mhm.
Um, Remains to be seen what happens. They did get nominated for SAG Ensemble, so
Pay more attention
that
there.
that leads to Minari being a top tier contender. So I wouldn't draw too many conclusions with that yet. But yeah, I feel like feels like Chadwick Boseman Best Actor race is settled. I think.
Yeah, he's. I think that one feels settled. I also feel pretty set on Zhao at this point. It feels just like there's a lot of momentum behind her. So those two, and like you mentioned, the Soul, Resner, Atticus Ross, John Baptiste,
Mhm.
win probably is locked up. But a couple of surprises. Rosamund Pike won for her performance, and I care a lot
Yeah.
for musical or comedy, obviously. So that's the category. Maybe you're not going to take it seriously, but do you think she has a shot to maybe take home the Oscar?
I mean, no. I mean, the question should be: is she gonna get nominated?
Uh,
Um, and I think no. I think that's a no because in the drama side, I thought you might have our whole field right there, right? You have Frances McDormand, Viola Davis,
mhm.
Carey Mulligan, Vanessa Kirby. They've kind of been pegged and largely nominated the whole time thus far. The fifth spot and the winner at the Golden Globes is Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday. We can talk about that movie in a second. Um, Everyone's been talking like that fifth spot's what's up for grabs. Is it Andra Day? Is it Zendaya and Malcolm Marie? Is it God, Amy Adams in Hillbilly Elegy? Rosamund Pike showing up at the very end. I don't know. That just feels like a Globesy move to me. I don't think there's too much more steam for this one.
We'll see. Yeah, it was definitely a surprise to me. And again, the way that they split up the musical with comedy, it's just
Right.
such a weird
But they don't
mix.
split up supporting actor and
Yeah,
actress. It's weird.
it's very strange. They just want to get people on the screen, I think. But yeah. So the award show overall, I didn't think was very good. They did the best they could with COVID. Faye and Polar were fine. There, Keenan Thompson did some weird bits. It was whatever. The best bit of the night I thought was they had a bunch of stars go on and do like zooms with frontline workers, and they were
Mhm.
like saying like, oh, I've been experiencing this, and they're like, oh, well, you're experiencing a case of Shit's Creeks or something like
Yeah.
that, and like like relaying it back to like a title.
Yeah.
So I thought that was probably the best bit, but overall it's pretty unmemorable.
Yeah. And just one bookend, the ratings were down big, like all other live events and award shows. So not much to read into that. It's just what's been happening. Remember the National Football Championship game was down huge, like years and years, lowest point. Things are just down right now. People are not watching live events and movies. And TV, I feel like a lot of people don't have any semblance of an awards race and awards calendar at this point, especially with the later season. So I'd expect this trend to continue for all the other film awards to come.
We're going on a year of stay-at-home orders. It's uh, it's it's just been a year.